Hello everybody, I just want to quickly show you my repotted propagated Zanzibar or jungle warrior today. This is what I've done. The green and gold peperonia, and I made 6 pots out of 2 pots, so I have transferred. So this one it doesn't have any growth yet, but it's got that big roots like a fruit. And then these 2 here is the one that I've separated from the mother plant, as well as these 2. So I've got about 6 plant out of 2 plants, so I'm quite happy with that. And also I have repotted my other plants, which is this pink Syngonium and the neon berry neon that I have lying around for ages, and then of course my golden neon pothos, and as well as my lovely golden pothos after what I did the other day, and a few were broken, so I just planted it straight because there's roots in there, so that's fine. Also there's a lovely plants that I have rescued for ages that I bought from a lady that was damaged. So I got that one. That's Hope. It's Philodendron Hope, I think it is called. And then this one as well, which was dying, and I bought it for $5. So I'm going to try to rescue it. So it's peperonia raindrop. I've only got 1 leaf on this one, but that's okay. It will hopefully give me more. And this is another berry lotion. Is the Syngonium that I actually repotted today. And the other one is the heartleaf Syngonium, heartleaf philodendron. This one here. There's the young shoot coming up, and then this young one. There's actually 2 that I did today. 2 plants in 1 pot. There we go. Now I'm just about to go put some at the back, so I've got more room in here because I'm running out of room. And this is my DIY Sphagnum Moss. There we go. So today I'm going to have to do some more. This is what I've done a while ago, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The plants is loving it. I also got the zygo. I just planted in there just to grow, but they're doing really well, so I might have to remove it to allow this one to grow bigger. So I might have to find another pot for this one. I was just sticking them in there just to, cover the space that was there. And this is my pink Syngonium that's growing nicely. And this is my beautiful marbled pothos, and it's overgrowing its pole, and I haven't even made it a proper pole yet, so I have to quickly make that. And look at that beautiful perfect marbled leaves. And on the other side is my Jesenia. It's called the Jesenia. It's marble pothos, but it's half. And apparently this is the rare ones, hard to find. So one side is half green and half marbled. So I've got one of each. There we go. So that's doing absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to do some more potting. I just quickly showed you my other repotted plant that's growing beautifully. So I better start making a proper climber for this one. Of course it's growing, but I need to make it a really long one. There we go. My climber. And here is my other climber that I have done the other day. Is the golden pothos or devil's ivy, and I potted into this decent sized pot, so it does not need to be repotted. And of course I'm going to let it grow as high as can be, all the way to the very top, and then bring it down again. And once it's quite a lot, I am going to trim it and put it in a separate pot so I can actually do some sharing around. So I'd have to re-spray this. It's getting a bit dry. but I won't spray the bottom because it's quite wet still, but the roots needs to establish in here, so I'm just going to spray that a little bit. Okay, the other one that I want to show you, just a little bit of update, is my Monstera Swiss cheese that I had planted the other day. It's going to take a little while to really establish on this because it was quite long, and of course I replanted it. This is the base, the bottom, so it's going to be a while because it's quite a long way up for the nutrients to climb up. I didn't actually cut it, I just left it, so it's starting to get a little bit yellow, which is not very good, but I moved it. I thought maybe the sun, it needs a bit more sun, so I moved it in closer to the window, but not direct sunlight, so I'll get the morning sun, so hopefully that will be okay. And the other one that I repotted is this beautiful peace lily. I got it from my daughter's. She's given me a quarter of her peace lily, and I've repotted here, and it seems to be happy. And the other one that I've repotted is my pink philodendron, which is so far so good. I didn't overwater it, and the leaf has just opened up. Look at that beautiful pink, absolutely gorgeous. And there's the other one is about to come out as well. So I've got 2 new leaves since I bought it. Actually, this one was the one that was coming through, and it's not very pink, but that's okay because the new one is pinkier. So I suppose it just depends on how many lights there is in your plants. And the other one that I'm going to quickly show you how well my peace lily Domino'S are growing beautifully. So since I bought it, it has given me this one leaf. It's not variegated, but the new one that's coming is absolutely beautiful. Now this it's coming to be white, so it's going to be half like this one, so it's half moon, which is great. And then the other one next to it is another Domino'S, and this one has given me one new beautiful white leaf right there. Now it's also coming out another leaf, as you can see right there, or something sticky in there. My daughter's put something. And then this one is another one that I've just planted. This was part of the one that I had for my birthday, which is unfortunately did not go too good. And here is the parent plant. It's just starting to shoot up again, another leaf, but the rest just died, did not survive at all after it was smashed up in the post. Now this one was a yellow variegated peace lily. It's given to me and I planted in there. It's doing okay, not as much growth, but that's okay. So this is my beautiful peace lily. Another update on my golden yellow peace lily is this one here, which I have, as you can see, it's yellow, not white. So this is a yellow Domino'S, and it happened to be a half, so I've kept this bit, but I have got other pots, smaller pots that's less plant in it, so I have planted separately, allowing it to multiply and plenty of room for it to regrow. So there's a spacing in there, so I'm hopefully, I don't know how long or when, that they will give me a full peace lily pot. And this one is not normal ones, which I just put it in there because I want to have a lovely bushy peace lily. Alright guys, that was a quick little tour of the things that I've done today. My repotting, so I made quite a fair bit of repotting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 pots. I've done 16 pots and I'm just about to do this one. There we go. So I've got 2 in here, but I had it on the little container and I wrapped it around, so I actually got a few, so I could cut this off and replant it, because there's a it already got growth in there, so I'm going to do that. So I'll have extra growing, and that will go like that. But this is just a temporarily climber. Again, it's the same as this one. I have a few in here. There we go. Which I will cut some. I don't really want to cut it, but I might just try to get that one established. So that's one that I need to do. Now I've just started putting my mixed soil, so I'm going to put in this big pot so I can grow a multiple of them without having to change the pot. So I might add more of the, what shall I call it? The pet moss. Okay, because this plant needs lots of moisture. Now I buy this one from Bunnings. I think they were like $8–9 a bag. So I'm just going to pour half of that in there. And mix it with my soil. I know I could choose the smaller pot, but I choose the big one because I'm going to cut the one that's already growing, already got roots, so it's more growing in the pot. Now I'm taking this off later on, so it's just a temporary climber. I'm replacing that with a proper climber that I will make. So let's begin by cutting. Now where is my cutter? Here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to cut in here. Do that. Okay, so I'm just going to plant it in the front there, like so. Mix some more soil. Just lift this up for a bit because I'm going to need this soil. Well, I intend to keep it here for a long time. That's why I put it in a big planter, so I don't need to keep on repotting when they're growing. Okay, so I'm just going to mix a little bit more. I'm going to go to the shop tomorrow and get some more soil. Okay. So I'm just going to place that in here, close to the front. So that's one side. this one, as you can see, it's got roots on the actual nodes because I coil this one in the pot, in the container. So I am going to I'm going to make a sphagnum moss bowl for this one now, or later on. This is going to be my first one. Not first one, but I'm going to make tonight is this one.
Mom, do you need this?
I do, yes. You can use it for now.
Yeah.
But I do need it.
How do you clean it?
Figure it out. I'm videoing.
Mom, why can't I clean it?
Sweetheart?
What?
Okay guys, so this is a temporary climber that I have placed in here. I will make this one, although I could wrap this around into the ground so I have more growing in the future, because that's how it's easier to grow while the roots, the plant's still intact. So you just cover the nodes. I might just do that, let them. So I'm kind of propagating but without cutting it yet. Because that's what I was trying to do earlier by putting in the container and coiling it so I have more. So in that way I don't need to rush to get a moss pole for this one until there's more growth, so I can basically cut it up into small pieces, but it's already planted, so I won't cut it up now until it actually establishes in this soil. So let me just try that. I've seen other people doing this and I'll try that idea. So it's surely not going to die. My plant's not going to die. And I could just have this one around because this one is not doesn't have any roots, so I could just have this one for now. This particular plant don't have aerial roots, so I can just have that like that. There we go. Just need my little helper. With the sphagnum moss is better because the soil is, the moss is soft and it will help the roots to dig down easily. Whereas this is cocoa hash, but it's got like sticky stuff on top of it, so it's like some glue or some honey kind of stickness, and it seemed to it's quite hard, but that's, I suppose in this kind of plants it's okay to have that kind of stuff because there's no actual nodes unless you stick it into water, soil, like this one, because that's how I did it. Put it in the water, each node, so that's why it's giving me nodes, roots. Okay, so that's kind of okay. And this particular, if you buy it from the shop, you can actually stack it up. So you buy another one to stack it up, make it longer and longer. Whereas my one, that's the length that it is because I've done it in a, you know, a stake. So let's continue burying the nodes on my other climber so it can continue growing strong roots. And in time, I can just cut it up per node to replant, to have a separate plant. Hard to keep it together. Keeps uncoiling for me. Okay, so we'll just put this one closer to the roots, to the base. There we go. Now I just covered each of the nodes with soil, and this is here, so I can actually tie that one here. Guys, this is my other climber that I have decided to pot. I have another climber that I have got in the water, which I'm disappointed because I forgot to water it and it's not doing too good. So, well, I didn't forget to water it, it just got dry too quickly before I got to it. So I have to is going to be go. Just cut this one because I don't need that. It's not going to grow any nodes, roots. Alright, so I have just buried each node from my second climber. I'll just quickly show you that. There you go. There's one leaf. There's another one on the corner. And then this one, so that's 2, that's 3, no, 3, there's about 4 nodes that I buried. I'm just going to make sure I put more soil, and I'm just going to make sure that I don't overwater it. Now this is temporary like I said, but it's kind of okay. I don't really need to be in a fuss because there's not much there. So that's that. To stick you inside so it looks like it's full. It's nice when it's nice and full. And I have a new growth for my new one right in front. So let's see if I can swing it around. train the leaves to grow, to go where you want it to go, so it looks nice. And the way I'm doing it, I'm going to wrap this yarn around it to tie it, so it will look nice in the front. Okay. How's that? Looks a bit fuller. I mean, this will grow in no time. Since I bought it, it has given me a few new leaves, obviously, but I just didn't plant it right away. I put it in the water there, so the nodes were growing roots. And yeah, so that's that one. Do that there. So there's my lovely climber. There you go, guys. I forgot the name of this plant, so I'm gonna try to find out and let you know later on my post. So that's one. There we go. Now I did have some water. Water ran out, so I'm not going to water too much on the bottom because I don't want it to overwater, but I will water a little bit. So I'm just gonna go and grab a little bit of water. Okay, I've got my little container for watering, so I'm just going to spray the nodes section because I buried them in soil so they continue to grow their roots, but I won't do too much. And then of course just spray the nodes like so. I won't put too much water because the pot, it's quite big and it will take a while to dry, and I don't want it, you know, maybe just a little bit of water in the actual roots where I planted. Which is this side. This is the new one. And here's another one. Oh yes, Junior. Okay, so that'll be it. This is my second climber today. I think this is the Mican, the Philodendron Mican. Yes, it is. Now I remember what it's called. Philodendron Mican, which has this lovely felt touch in the leaves. So there you go. I remember the name now. So Philodendron Mican. I finally got one. I did ask my mum to send me some, but she sent me and somehow I did not survive. So this one I did not cut it. I just let it, you know, let it grow and put it in the plant and the container. So I had it in a plastic container, which this one. So I had the roots down there, and then I just coil up and put some water. So that's why the nodes has developed its own roots, because I left it there for a while. So there is my second planter done for today. Of course, because I'm planting in a huge pot, I intend to keep it here for a while, and hopefully I can have a bigger moss ball on the top so it can continue growing up and up and up. Okay, so that's one, guys. Let me do another one. Okay guys, the next one that I'm going to do is my that I've been meaning to plant for ages now is my lemon tree. Now, my lemon tree unfortunately has been neglected for a little while because I got too busy doing my fish, breeding my fish. So I had this one soaking in water for a little while and it really needs planting. Now I want to keep it in a pot because I don't want it too big, because if I put it on the ground it will grow too big and I don't really want a big lemon tree. So just spraying the roots. Okay, so I'm going to make a soil mix now with this big pot there. This is the pot that I'm going to use. It's quite big, so it will be lovely and staying here. And it is a little bit sad because I haven't repotted it right away. I've been very naughty. There we go. So that's my lemon tree. So I have a lemon tree, I have an eggplant, and I have a passion fruit. Those are my fruit plants that I've got so far. So there you go. Now these leaves looks like there's something eating it, so I'm going to rip it off. I don't want it in my plant. I'll have to spray it later on, but I'm getting rid of the leaves that's got damage or it looks like there's eggs in it. There we go. And I'd like to keep my plant small, like a bonsai kind of style. I don't want it too big. So even cut this one short, but then again if I cut it short, yeah, let's do that. Let's cut that one short, eh? There, so it's growing the same level. I could try to grow these. I don't know if it's going to grow, but let's just have that. There we go. So it's nice and healthy. Don't know if I want to keep that there. Let's just leave it for now. Alright, so time for mixture. Now, I'm not exactly sure how to mix with soil, but I'm guessing since you just pop it in the, you know, in the ground, it's not going to be fussy in what you're planting it to. So I have got some citrus mixed, but I'm going to mix it with a normal soil as well. So let me go and grab that. If I can pause the camera. Okay guys, I have just gathered all my little pots that's kind of struggling to grow. They're not really fancy plants. I was just practicing to see if I can grow them, and I'm just using the soil to mix it properly. And I had abundance of aloe vera. I just didn't have the heart to throw them out when I was gardening, but now I really don't need them anymore. So I'm going to need some soil, and I've got plenty of aloe vera in the garden, so it's not like I don't have any. I could give it away, but oh no, there's too much there. So this is the soil that I had with a few pots, or at least 10 pots. So I'm just going to use this soil for my actual plants. Oh, I love the smell of these. Only problem is there's eggs in here. I don't really want to save it, but there's that one's got eggs. I might save that one. And that one. I love the smell of the lemon tree. The actual smell of its leaves. I was going to propagate my kumquats today too, but you know, like I said, there's not enough time to do everything in one go, so I will just do what I can. Now this is a premium potting mix. I have not mixed it with anything else. It's only because when I started collecting indoor plants, I didn't understand so much of mixing the soil. I just bought the soil and then plant my plant into it. Obviously it's not doing so good, so that's okay. It's all a learning. I even got some succulent that I've had in one of the pots, so we'll just keep that there for now. And that's another thing too, the succulent. I need to repot that. Alright, I'm just going to get the lemon mix, soil, citrus mix. I'll be able to move freely soon once I've repotted all my plants. Unfortunately, I have a lot of plants in my working area, so I'm surrounded with plants. So anyway, this is citrus and fruit mix, and it says to be careful, so I'm going to wear my mask, so bear with me, so I can not smell it or breathe it. Alright, let's have a look. Organic materials, and see what we need to do. Hot tub planter. Water plants are allowed to drain thoroughly before repotting. Select container adequate for drainage. Partly fill the base of the pot with potting mix and gently remove the plants from the existing pot. Tease the outside roots. Yep. Position the plant in a new pot maintaining space. 4 centimeters below the rim. Watering. Yep. Water thoroughly immediately after potting. Oh, geez. Ensure frequent watering to keep them moist. Avoid over watering. And I keep saying, ensure frequent watering to keep potting mix moist. But then it says avoid over watering. Okay. So I guess you put this one straight into the pot. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to mix with the pot because my potting mix with the normal soil. So this is the fruit. It's very gritty or like a wood type. But I'm going to do 50-50 soil because, you know, I don't think the top other citrus tree is gonna be upset. Usually you would just plant it into the ground without being fancy soil. So my soil is actually quite good because the premium potting mix plus I have the citrus and fruit mix. So I'm going to do half and half. And I don't want to do too much because I don't have any other plants that I want in this citrus thing. So pop that one in there for now. Hopefully it won't come off. So I've got this much. Just going to mix it. Now I might need a little bit more. Here. Mostly mulch, really. So it's tiny little wood chips been mixed or cut up finely. So, but in the real world, lemon tree does not grow in that kind of stuff. So for my potting, I am going to mix it with normal thinning. Now, the other thing that I want to do is put a handful of blood and bone fertilizer in the actual soil. Just a handful. Then I'm just going to mix it thoroughly with all the plants. So I'm wearing a mask so I don't breathe the blood and bone. I can still smell it, as well as the soil mix. So imagine if you don't wear a mask, you can actually get sick of the potting mix. You breathe too much of it. So guys, if you're doing that, make sure you wear gloves or a mask, because you could be allergic. So I mean, I'm not allergic, but I'm not going to risk it either. Now with this soil mix, I can use it for the other plants anyway. I'll just basically add more of the stuff that they need. Okay. And that should be enough now. Now, here's my plants. There's my lemon tree. We'll be happy with having it. I might just give the bigger drainage, bigger holes. There you go. So I'm going to place this one outside, obviously, because it needs more sun than our normal plants. So let's fill up the pot. Unfortunately, I took the soil off. Well, I didn't. It got washed off while I was soaking it in water. It's pretty tough, really, these plants. It's been in the water for a little while, and it's still alive. Okay, there we go. Going to spread it around. I've been slack of not planting this right away, so I'm very sorry, my dear plants. I've been very busy doing other things. Now we're just putting our soil. About 4 centimeters. Spacing. But I tend to fill up my pots more than is recommended. Okay, that will do. because when I water it, it'll sink down a little bit anyway. Okay, so there we go. Here's our lemon tree planted. Just going to place it outside so it gets sun and grow nicely. There you go, guys. Lemon tree with premium mixed soil and the fruit and citrus mix. I did like half and half, so as you can see, there's my lovely plants already done. Now the pot's not heavy because the citrus potting mix is made of tiny little bark, organic bark. There you go. And of course the premium mix is also mixed with garden bark, finely cut up, so obviously for drainage, and that's it. So that is my plant. Now the next one that I wanted to do is I have got my I've been wanting to do my orchid, but I need something to climb it, or just pot it for now and just don't get carried away too much. Yeah, I could do that. Alright, let's do the orchid mix now. Alright guys, it's the orchid time to mix the orchid this time. Now I've got, you see I'll be using a lot more sphagnum moss and cocoa fibre. So I'm just going to recycle. I'm going to get rid of my mask because it's so hot. Recycle some bits and pieces of cocoa fibre, here we go, that I have used for my steak. So this is cocoa hash, and I also got some sphagnum moss. There we go. And my orchids that I have here for a little while. Again, I've been a little bit slack and have not planted it, but today I am going to do this right now into this pot. Okay, so that's a decent size. I also got a live sphagnum moss in here that I've kept moist for a while, so I might put this on the top. And I also got some leftover orchid premium potting mix, so I'm going to do that. So first of all, because of orchid, I'm just going to go straight into the potting mix. A little bit of soil, mix it with a bit of soil on the bottom. Actually, what I might do, because I'm potting it, I'm not actually putting on a climber. I'm going to mix the potting mix, orchid mix, with a bit of soil, so a lot more orchid mix, and I'm going to have a little bit of sphagnum moss into the actual mix to keep the soil moist and aerated, and as well as it can breathe easily, because of course the orchids prefer to have less soil. So I'm just going to mix it a lot more. So a little bit of soil that orchids mix, a lot of orchids mix. Okay, so there's my thing. Now normally you would wrap it like so. So what I'm gonna do is put it straight into the pot because I'm using the pot rather than a climber. I probably have too much soil in there, so I might. Okay, so I'm going to do one in one pot. There you go, guys. There's my orchid. Now, I need to have a stake to hold it. I'll just go that way. Just make sure that I don't damage the roots as I stick this down. Just to keep it in place. Do a matching pot. I think I might do that again. Crazy. I have another one here. This both red. There we go. Because originally I wanted to just put in one pot, but changed my mind. I'm gonna do two pots. Not that it matters really, because this one's longer anyway, so it's not the same. I want it to have the same pot, but this might be a better, because there's similar sizing. So even though it's not the same pot, whoops, let's start again. Oops, daisy. This is the cocoa hash that Sphagnum Moss that I use to make a climber. Now, I didn't want to wet it yet because it would be too hard to mix, so I just do that. This orchid has a yellow flower, so it'll be interesting to see when it does give me the flowers. Now that is done. I'm just going to put the stake at the back just to hold it, because in the future I'm going to need a stake anyway to hold the flower. So just for now, I don't even use any of the where's my scissors? Here we go. Oops. I think I'm tired already. I think enough for potting for today. I've done quite a lot actually. So I've just got to clean up my mess and finish up for the day. go. I'm just gonna put some, oh, soiling my gloves, not good. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of cocoa hash on the top. If it actually does anything that other than looks a bit crazy. I'll give you an update on how my planting going. This is the orchid mix, an actual orchid mix, so but I mixed the soil because I wanted to have a little bit more nutrients. Now, my real sphagnum moss I'm going to place on the top. Hopefully, this will help keep the moisture in. It's actually the actual plant, so there's one done. One more to go. I finally got it potted. OMG. Okay, where's my spray? Now, orchids needs a lot of water. You don't want to overwater it either. But the soil is pretty good. It's drainage and it's sphagnum, so I'm just gonna, the roots is pretty wet, so it's not like number 2. There you go, guys. There's my orchid. I don't know how well it's going to grow with this. It's in the pot, but I will keep an eye on it for sure. I mean, it's better than where it was before because it wasn't planted. It was just soaking in water. So that's my number 1. Oh dear. I dropped it under here in another pot, so that was okay. Now, number 2. Here's number 2 orchid. It's a little bit sad. It's quite unhappy with me. I'm sorry, but I am doing my best now. I'm putting you into a pot so you will grow. It's funny when you have too many hobbies, it's things that get left out, like I've been doing my fish because I've been breeding them. I had 4 lots of successful breeding, so I've got about 200 babies, and every day that's keeping me very busy because I have to hatch their food. So there's some more of these Sphagnum Moss. I've had to hatch their food, and because of that, I feed them, and then of course feed the rest and everything else. I might put this one in here. I didn't do that before, just to make sure that it's not setting on wet soil, because it doesn't like, it likes a lot of water, but it doesn't like to sit on wet, well, too much anyway. So let's do this. More Sphagnum Moss in here. well use it all. Otherwise, if I don't use it, I'm just gonna get rotten. So here we go, guys. I put the proper orchid soil, didn't I? There. Bingo. Don't need a stake right now. It's not wobbling like the other one. So I'm just going to grab some more water and water it. Okay? I'll be right back. Alright, so I've just got some more water. Okay, that should be enough. That should be wet enough for it to sustain itself. Now I'm just going to spray the leaves. Alright guys, so there's my number 2 orchid. And I do hope it will survive because I have been neglecting it. I keep saying I wanted to repot it and pot it, just didn't have the chance. There's always a few other things to do. So I finally got it done. So I hope that will be sufficient enough for it to live and grow for me. Okay. So there we go. My number 2 orchid in the pot. I've never actually done this before, so I don't know if it's going to work. I hope so anyway. I mean, I have done orchid mix and sphagnum moss, cocoa hash, just a little bit of soil. So, and the pot's quite a big hole, so I almost tip it all over. There we go, so my 2 orchid. There we go, my very first orchid. Well, I did have orchid before, well, not mine, but this is my very first one. It's given to me, so I hope that I can let it grow and have a beautiful, beautiful flowers next year, maybe, if I'm lucky. So there we go. So I have to make sure I keep the top moist because this is actually a real moss. This is a live moss. So I have to water this every day to keep it alive. Even just the top, but make sure the roots are wet. So that's my little orchid. So I might pop this in the top in here. Oh, I'll do that later. So I'm gonna get rid of the aloe vera on the top there. I don't want it anymore. Now the next one that I was gonna pot is this one that I've had lying around, as well as my silver drops, which is dying. There. My poor silver drops. And been very naughty and not plant it. Okay, so let me see if I can rescue this baby, huh? Not very good, Rose, not very good. I'm sorry, my beautiful plants, I've just been so busy. So let's see if I can rescue these lovely plants. Now, silver drops, or silver falls. It has this lovely silvery looking leaves. Now, it was quite nice when I bought it. I gave half to my daughter Michelle. I don't know how hers are going. I haven't checked, but I am going to plant mine now. I should have done it ages ago, and it shouldn't be like this. But there's my pot. There's my plant. So let's see what happened in a week time. I'll have a little update. So that I shall do. Now it was just a normal premium soil, so no need to be fancy. Now mind you, I was wearing gloves. I'm not anymore, so I'm getting it a little bit messy. But that's okay. Never mind. Might just go and wash my hand and then put my gloves again because I'm going to mix some soil. Alright. Okay, I'm back. Let's just take this off because there's some soil in there. Okay, now I am going to put this silver fall into a slightly decent pot. And I have my begonia as well that I need to repot. I might put it in the Sphagnum Moss because the other one seems to be growing nicely. It doesn't like to be buried all the way in, I noticed that. And well, that's already gone, so forget about that. Succulent. I've almost killed that one, so we'll see. Okay. This is the pot that I'm going to do, a nice terracotta pot. Although it doesn't need to be in the terracotta pot, but this is as nice a pot as I could do. I do like this one. It looks really pretty when it's quite a lot. So let's mix our soil. Now the soil that it come in, it didn't seem to be anything fancy. It's just much more like woody looking. So I might just do my normal mix, like general mix, which is pretty much normal soil, which is right here. And I might get a little bit of pet moss to retain the moisture. And then a touch of perlite. Very dusty. And a handful of blood and bone to sprinkle. And what else could I add it to my bit of charcoal. Definitely dusty, that's for sure. Put this away. A bit of coffee. It doesn't. A bit of everything. No fuss about it. Of course, I am going to mix all my soil that I have now. See, I haven't mixed my soils. This covers pretty much everything. It's not going to kill any plants. I hope not, anyway. Okay. That should be enough. Alright, so let's pop that one on the top. Bit of leaves. Okay, let's have our plant like so. I should have done it ages ago and it wouldn't be looking so sad like this. But no, got too busy with doing other stuff, especially my fish. So there. The watering time. Let's water in the base. Oh, just put it here. You're not going to be in a hurry for me, are you? There we go. That will do. Well, it was better than before because I didn't have it in a pot and it should have been in the pot. I just got so busy. But that's okay. It's done now. Just gonna have to rescue it. So there's my silver falls. Yes. Hopefully it'll survive for me. Now I could go on and on and on for more potting, but I am tired, so I could just. This plant has been amazing, really. Look at it. Even though it's completely almost dying, it's still giving me flowers. Amazing. So I'm gonna put it in this pot. Now this is succulent, so I'm going to get rid of the leaves. And because succulents love sand, so here I'm going to mix it with sand. Just a little bit of sand in my soil. There. Mix it with the soil. And orchid mix. Where's my orchid mix? Because it likes bark. Okay. Maybe not so much to begin with. Dunk it in there. And rescue this baby. Even though it was struggling, but it still gave me flowers. It's just amazing. So I must rescue it. There you go. Tiny little succulent. I don't know what it's called, but it's giving me beautiful flowers. There you go. So let's just water it a bit. My sprayer doesn't work anymore. What's going on? Nope. I broke it. Oops-a-daisy. No good. That's alright. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. There we go, guys. I I've rescued my little baby plants. It has a lovely orange pinkish flower, succulent. Okay, so that's another one done. I don't have any more room. Okay. The other one that I'd like to pot is this one. This is a, I forgot what it's called. I had a few of these. I might go and risk following the rest and plant it in one pot rather than too many pots. This one's okay. So just bear with me. I have to find some more. Okay, I found some more. I think they're the same plant, but could be wrong. I'm just going to put this together, see how that goes. Now I'm guessing it's going to grow really, really tall, but for now I'm just going to put it in this tiny pot until they're established. Just going to have to mix some more soil. Make sure the soil is good aeration and drainage. So I have my usual mix. Mix this one all the way here. Put that in there for now. So this is going to be my last potting today because I'm a little bit tired. I've done a lot today already. So I'm going to end it and do something else. After the dinner part of the side of the world, and I'll count how many I've done today. Okay guys, there's my potting mix. Let's just pot. Now this is a different plant. I'm going to plant it in that. That's one. Is a lovely colour. Got this one from my mum from Queensland, and a few have survived. I'll keep it in here. Do one by one. Go. Okay, hopefully that will leave. There's a little bit of node in there, but there's no roots yet. But I'm just going to put it there, a bit of water. I'm going to need some more water. Before I do that, let's plant this one first. I have two of the same, which is the same as this one, so I'm going to plant it all in the same pot. Or maybe it's on pot. Maybe by itself. Because once they grow, they're going to be a little bit overcrowded, so I might as well have their own pot. I'm just rescuing a little bit of plants that are struggling to grow, and hoping with a better soil mix it will thrive better. Nice and tucked in. And second last for now, until tomorrow some more. Got heaps more to repot. I think this one is the same as this one. It's got a similar look. Forgot what's called. It'll hit me in the head in later on, and I don't need to remember. Okay. There you go, guys. Rescued plants. There's 1, 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7. And now I need this soil here, so I need to move it out of the way so I can plant the other one. Sorry guys, I've just got to move things around. Hopefully they don't fall down, because I want to repot this one as well. Out of my way. That over here. That one up there. And the rest over here. There's begonia. I'm going to sit it on the top like that. But I might cut it in half. So I'll have two growing. There you go. Bingo. Oops. Now they don't like too much water, so it actually likes to live on the top. And the other one is growing really nicely on Sphagnum Moss. So obviously it likes moisture. So I'm just going to put this on top. Then I won't put too much soil. What I might do is, I have Sphagnum Moss here. The one that I have on Sphagnum Moss is growing really nicely, so this probably do the same thing. And as well as a little bit of orchid mix. Pothos pit moss. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. A little bit of soil. sorry. So one there, like so. Another one here. And where's my big chunky one? Right in the middle. So it's not on the ground, it's not fully submerged. But it's still because I had planted some in the normal soil and they did not like it at all. So I moved them into Sphagnum Moss and Orchid mix, and it seems to thrive better. That's why I'm moving this into here. A lot more moss. There we go, so that hopefully will grow better for me. Hello, darling. Thank you. Alright, so this is my last one that I'm going to do. Right there, I need water. Actually, bring the whole bucket here. And then I will do some more tomorrow. And bring it here. I'm going to need more. It's alright, just bring it here. Okay, maybe not. So I'm just getting some water and I'm going to do some more repotting tomorrow. My variegated plants that I got a while ago, it's growing already in this thing, and my satin pothos is definitely ready to be planted. I think it's struggling to survive in here. So I am going to pot this tomorrow. And a few other ones that I have that I'm going to do. Thank you, darling. Alright, so let me just water my plants a little bit on the top. And I must not water this too often. Oops. Okay, that one's done. Alright guys, this is it for me. Time to rest and cook dinner. So I won't be watering this for a week because that's it. I think I've done all of them except I haven't watered all of them, so I will do that and say goodbye, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy watching me repotting my plants. Just quickly show you the rest of my, this is my begonia. Hopefully it will grow better here. I just float it on the top, as you can see, and yeah, so that's one, and another one. I'm just going to leave it here for now. Just going to clean up my mess a little bit. There we go. Rescue plant today. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I'll just quickly show you the rest that I did today as well. There we go. There, which I need to water. Alright, time to pack up. And this is going, I'm going to stick this one where my lemon trees. So just in case it survives, or maybe just here for now. And I can always take it out later. I'll see what happens, see if that actually lives. Better in soil than not. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you next episode or next upload. Thanks, bye.